Alright, since we're on a bit of a roll, I think we'll step back. We'll end this here. We don't want to save the adventure. Not much to save really. Let's just generate a new character. So we're going to call this guy Billy Bob. So starting skill level, let's make it interesting. Let's say 20. Doesn't really matter. We're going to make a very standard character. So fighters have brawn. They don't have as much knowledge or judgment. They don't really need to. More chance of causing a major wound. Better chances of acrobatic acts or forcing locks. You can look at all this. So there's a whole bunch of options that we have here. There is a good website that goes through the advantages of each. You can really just click and see. So for example, a sorcerer has less brawn, more knowledge and judgment, the opposite of a fighter, as you would expect. If you give them two weapons at the same time, they're not going to be as good. Better at finding secrets. They can go sorcerer 1 to 7. Whereas if you get like a battle mage, which is a halfway between a fighter and a mage, they can only go to 5, which is fair enough, but they do have some brawn and knowledge. So let's just pick fighter, just to keep things relatively straightforward. We can pick all these different races. Again, there's a really good guide that goes through each of these, but almost anyone can be a fighter, except those basically. So let's just go human. So humans can go up to 25. They're very standard. You can hit very evil things. Race can regenerate. Whereas if we pick, say, elf, they're not as brawny. They do have more agility, and they do resist some things a bit better, and they got some specials that humans just don't. But let's just go with human. You can pick what you want your character to look like. You're not limited to human. If you want your human to look more like an elf, it really doesn't matter. Let's just keep it standard. And you can also pick who they look like on the battlefield. You need to be careful to make sure that they look unique and that you can remember which one is which, because it can be a bit hard. So you can see more. Yeah, just depending on what you like. Alright, so this is the aging. So there's an effective time for each race, and it varies significantly. Again, there's a good website that explains all of this. But they also say that everything tends to go... I was saying it goes back to 0, but I'm not sure about that. This one does. So 2 to 6, 4 to 0. But this magic resist is still higher than when you started out. And charm drops over time as well. Resistance to charm. Yeah, anyway. So this is all randomly generated. That's the thing. So you keep clicking a number, these keep coming up. Brawn for a fighter is quite important, so we do want that high. And remember that these can be up to 25. There are ways to increase these later on. I think there's potions that can do that. Potions of improvement. So this one isn't too bad. I mean, vitality 18, so quite a few hit points. 140, yeah, that's decent. 19 brawn, yeah, that's alright. We don't need much knowledge or judgment. Agility 20, so they can dodge a fair bit. Luck isn't that important. Yeah, this isn't too bad. So... Alright, we can keep this character. So... Now, I'll also make a note. I'll make a magical character, because... let's just say Magi. And we'll start at 20. Now, female, you want to do that for magic characters. There's a reason for that. What we're going to do, we're going to make an enchanter. Alright? Just as an example, this will also work for priest. We're just going to done. Now, we do want to try and get them, say 20 knowledge. We want to get a fair bit of knowledge and judgment. So, I think we can do a little bit better than that. Heck of a gamble. We're just going to have to move on. Look, that's fine. I know that's not great, but we're just going to move on. Yep, so now we get to pick. So level 7, everything costs, costs 28, 21, 15, 7, 6, 3, 1. So we pick things that we want. I'm just picking these rather quickly. So go through and read all of these, because some of these are a lot more handy than others. But obviously the more spells you have, the more options you do have. Yep, I'm going to keep that character. So that's basically how you create characters. It's a lot of random number generation, looking at the race, looking at the caste, thinking about what you want from the character, thinking about what race goes with what caste, because sometimes you just can't make it work. The game won't let you do it. And sometimes it's just a poor idea to try. Yeah, so you can get into that as deep as you want. Human is a nice generic option. They've added a lot of classes since I started, but yeah, it's interesting. Anyway, I think that's all I have to say about character creation. So see you in the next video, if there is one.